I think it may be a loaded question, but just take us through that final play.
Prior to coming out from the timeout, Coach Medved told me that I had more than enough time with 5.3 to get down the court and get a shot that I like, and not to just rush myself and just let it come to me and see what develops in front of me and go make a play.
Once you shook him, it looked like you almost hesitated a little bit. Was that just you trying to get yourself set? What exactly went into that?
Yeah, so I didn't really want to rush myself after I did the behind the back move, and I just wanted to just gather myself and hit the shot.
Did you know what you wanted to do when you got the basketball, or did you not even know until you got cross court?
It's just try to put pressure on the defense and then read and react after that. And so if I could get all the way to the basket and get a layup, that was option one. If he cuts it off, try to make another counter move and do something else.
Obviously, you had the game winner down the Caymans, but a little different doing it at home.
Absolutely.
What's that feeling like when you get it and the fans go crazy?
Oh, man, the potential of this place is crazy, especially if the students continue to turn out just more and more each game as we keep on progressing. And, man, I'm excited for it.
Adam, what's it like for you to see? I mean, like say he's had two of these and he's less than a year in this.
He's a walking bucket. That's all I gotta say. It's sorry, I lost my voice yelling at the end there. But yeah, it's amazing to see such a young player be this great and this good early in his career, and he's just gonna keep going from there.
Adam, you guys were looking for a stop. It seemed like the whole second half. That Roddy block. I mean, it seemed like things flipped after that. What was kind of the mood of the team right after that happened? Did it feel like things had switched?
Absolutely, and you could see it in the fans how excited they got and how loud that place got, and we feed off that, and the more fans we can get, the more we're going to feed on them, and the better we're going to play.
Isaiah, the mid-range game is kind of a lost art in basketball, but it's something obviously you have in your pockets. How much do you work on that?
Oh, all the time with our assistant coaches, Coach Ali, and Coach JR. We work on our whole skill set. We don't like to just hold ourselves to being one-dimensional and different things like that. We try to work on it all. And so those are shots that we shoot all the time.
Adam, saw you draw a couple and ones. Do you feel like defenders
Didn't know I could do that.
to get to the rim a little bit?
I definitely think so. I'm a three-point shooter. I shoot a ton of threes. That's how I make my living. And when they're so uptight against me, it makes it easier to get to the rim. And the past couple games, I've noticed that. And getting to the rim and seeing one fall makes the jump shot a whole lot easier. When you get free throws, it just gets your routine going, and you can get in a flow and a rhythm.
Are you getting more confident as the season's going on, especially as you get healthier?
Oh, definitely, absolutely. And I can't thank my teammates enough. They have so much confidence in me, and when I'm missing a couple, they always tell me shoot more, and I just feed off that.
On defense, when you guys were struggling to get that stop a little bit in the second half, is there anything that they brought to the table that was extremely different than your guys' last matchup? I mean, what was making it so tough?
I felt that they hit a lot of tough mid-range jump shots, especially Jalen Harris. He was finishing all night, and then that kind of put us in a bind whenever he starts hitting like that a little bit, because then now he has more options. Like if people are stepping up, he can dump it off to his big man for dunks and different things like that. And so we just had to do a better job of just trying to contain him and keep him in front and make him continue to take tough jumpers.
How much more frustrating is it when you can't get this stop, but you're playing good defense? They're just hitting shots.
That's when you just got to keep your nose to the grindstone and keep going hard. And you gotta. There's nothing you can do when you got a hand in his face, and just keep playing from there.
Any game-winning shot is going to be exciting, but did it make it a little bit sweeter, given that they went down and hit the dagger three right before it, and you just come back and from the knockout play?
I would definitely say so, to say the least, man. That was a great game right there, and we always feel that if there's time still left on the clock, we can always make something happen.
Adam, to have Roddy get the block, Isaiah hit that, the two to win it. I mean, does it even feel like they're freshmen anymore? What type of comfort level do you guys have?
Oh, we have extreme comfort with them. Like I said, they're phenomenal young players, and like you said, it doesn't even feel like they're freshmen anymore. They've been through so much. That triple overtime game against Tulsa, the game winner in the Caymans, like they're experienced and they're ready.
It feels like every week this team it just becomes more fluid, especially all starters. So, how deep is a relationship amongst your teammates getting as weeks go on?
Oh, I feel like it's going to continue to just keep on getting deeper and deeper. And I feel like that's kind of something that all teams go through a little bit. We have a lot of new faces this year, so a lot of guys kind of had to learn what guys like to do out there on the court and where they like their spots. And so just as we get to know each other more off the court, I feel like that ultimately helps on the court as well, just with the chemistry aspect. And we're only going to continue to keep on getting closer and more fluid.
As you get more closer, like how much more dangerous will y'all get?
Ooh, lethal.
That's tough.
Lethal.
Yeah, I feel like we can really make something happen.
What did Coach say to you guys in the locker room?
UNLV on Saturday. Great win tonight, but like you said, it's a long season. We always got a next one coming up.
Anything else?
Thanks, guys. Congrats.
What an unbelievable college basketball game tonight. That's the first thing that comes to mind. I know when I shook Coach Halford's hand at the end of the game, he said the same thing. I mean, it's just guys making plays. I mean, Jalen Harris was just unreal tonight. And, our guys just kind of done what they've done all year. We just continue to stick with it. We fight for 40 minutes. The game reminded me a little bit of the Loyola game, on the road, other than, nobody could get a stop on either side that way. But what an unbelievable game. It was awesome to see the energy from the fans and come out and that everybody had fun. I think it's those moments and those things that just continue, to build the crowd and the energy that way. And a lot of things. I thought Nico Carvacho was awesome early in the game. I thought he was playing aggressive. His energy was great. Adam Thistlewood was phenomenal, especially in the middle part of the game. And then, I think David and Isaiah would both tell you for a stretch there, they weren't playing as well as they've played. But for guys like that to stay with it and make the plays that they did, the free throws and the plays down the stretch in this kind of a game is pretty big time.
Coach, at halftime, you said whoever kind of gets the first defensive stop, you felt like you could win this one. Well, Roddy gets that block.
Yeah.
What changed after that play?
I don't know. You look at the stats, I was going to say, or I was completely wrong. It's just whoever made one more shot, it looked like in that game. But we struggled to guard them. I mean, they're a terrific team. I mean, they got a lot of guys who can make shots, and I thought we had it going too a little bit offensively, but I thought that was a game-changing play. When he rotated over and blocked that shot and got out that way, that was a game-changing play. And then he was able to finish a couple plays at the rim, and we made our free throws down the stretch, and that's hard to do. Like Isaiah, he missed that first free throw, and then to step up and make the second and then make that game-winning shot, I thought was just awesome.
That final huddle, what was said in there? Because you guys took that second time out.
I just wanted to make sure we have a couple things we do in that situation. I'm just like, all right, I have one timeout. Just want to make 100% sure that we know exactly what we're doing. 5 seconds, a second is a dribble. We got plenty of time here to race up the court. And obviously we're going to put the ball in Isaiah's hands, and, everybody was going to run and try to crash. And on the glass, he missed, and I had a great angle on it. He shot it. I think the buzzer went off, and I'm like, man, that might go. And sure as heck, nothing but nylon, and makes me look a lot smarter than I am.
Is it hard? I mean, you talk about the time, and there's time. But is it hard to not rush that as you're dribbling down, make the move?
It is hard not to rush it. What's funny is Zay would tell you, we had a similar play at Loyola, where he didn't panic and scored. And he'd tell you that there was a play, if you remember back at the end of the first half against Air Force, we got a rebound, and he got the rebound with about 5 seconds left, and he took a couple dribbles and shot it. I remember grabbing him like, hey, you got to know this as a point guard. And just to reiterate, hey, you got a second's usually a dribble, you know what I mean? A pass is a second, and just have that internal clock, and, you still have patience that way. But, I mean, that's who he is. I knew he would take his time and be able to at least get into an operating area that way, and created some separation and just knocked down a big-time shot.
Back when you got introduced, you said you've seen this place at its best. You know what it can be. With the crowd tonight, everybody storming, do you feel like we're kind of getting back to that place?
I hope so. I think so. I mean, I feel like I'm seeing the energy continue to grow and grow and grow. The other night against Fresno when we did the unbelievable event with UC Health, I thought that was such a great game. We played well, and just what we were able to do and the connection in the community. I think tonight's just another example of that. And to see the students, storm the court and the fans into it and getting loud. And, I mean, that's how you start to build it. And I think that I'm sensing that. We just got to keep moving forward. And I really believe that. I'm praying we have a really nice crowd on Saturday. And I keep telling people this team is worth cheering for.
You brought up the internal clock. After Zay shook him, he stood, he kind of got grounded, and then he shot it. He said, I just didn't want to rush things. put something together like that in just his freshman year. I mean, how insane is that?
I mean, it's just, some guys just have it. You can't put your finger up, but you know it when you see it. I mean, when we recruited him, you never know how they're going to respond to this level right away, but you always knew he had that kind of moxie and instincts, and he's just such a smart, instinctive player. And the other thing, it's like David, they don't get down on themselves. They just have this confidence in what they're doing and belief in self. Again, that's really hard to give people, he's turning into a special player.
I asked you after the New Mexico game, I'll ask you again. Is this the type of win that can, change an entire season?
You guys aren't going to like it, but, it's true. I mean, you can see we celebrated in the locker room. They doused me, but we're going to keep doing what we've been doing, and that's we enjoy this tonight. We get up tomorrow, practice early. We turn our attention to UNLV, who's playing very, very well right now. They're coming off the bye, and just keep moving forward. And, I don't think that – I know what you're asking, right? But I think all of these victories, it's all part of – the process, right, of just continuing to get better and build. And I like that this team's getting better in so many areas. We got to be better defensively. And I know they're a terrific offensive team, but I really thought we would be a little bit better than we were on that end tonight. But we found a way to win, and that's what's important.
With the game winner and rushing of the court for the freshmen, this is like their first experience, like true Moby madness, And it wasn't even like 50% attendance.
Yeah.
What kind of impact do you think that's going to have on them?
I think it's huge. I think, like I said, every win that you have, every time that you're able to stick together and pull out wins, I guess it just continues to build confidence and belief in what you're doing and belief in the team and, belief in the fan base and the students and all that. And so it's moving in the right direction. I mean, I believe that, and I'm excited about Saturday. I'm excited about practice tomorrow.
You guys had that 5-game win streak. You lose at Utah State, but you bounce back immediately. How huge is that, and how do you keep it going into Saturday?
Stay consistent. I mean, win or lose, like you said, you go back and you look at it and you build on what you did well. You continue to grow and get better, and don't get ahead of yourself. Don't live too much in the past, and just keep going forward. And I know that sounds so simple, but for as many young players as we've had, these guys have really done a terrific job of that. I mean, they come out every day and they work and they're staying in the moment. There's so much basketball left to be played. I mean, we just turned the corner into the second part of the league. And, if you start getting ahead of yourself or whatever, a good week or a bad week can change everything. And so it's a cliche, but it's so true. It's just one game at a time, and whatever teams can continue to move forward are going to put themselves in a great position come Mountain West tournament time.
I asked Adam and Isaiah about relationships among this team, and you can really tell that they love playing with each other.
Yeah.
What have you done to foster some of that? Or is that just their natural?
I just think a lot of that is natural. I mean, it's part of the people that you bring into the program, and you got really quality guys who are character guys, and when winning becomes the most important thing in your program to guys and willing to do whatever it takes and play any role that's necessary to make that happen, then something really great can happen. I don't know that we're quite there yet, but that was really evident. We had so many new guys this summer, and you never know how that's going to go. And from Nico, Hiron, and Chris, I mean, really accepting all these new guys into the program, and that part's gone pretty seamless. So they make my job pretty easy that way.
When you're recruiting somebody, what do you look for in a character player?
Guys who can make last-second shots when the game's on the line. No, I mean, it's everything. I mean, we try to look. Obviously, there's a certain level of talent that you have to have and feel for the game that we love, but you're trying to do as much work as you can to really learn about the person and what makes them tick. How competitive are they? What kind of a team guy are they? What's their family background like? What's the most important thing to them? When they get here, are they believing what we're selling? And I think you just, the longer you do it, over time, you just know what works, and you believe in, what you're doing as a leader and a head coach and what you want in your program. I've got a phenomenal staff that way, and you just continue to attract, who you are. And so it's never a perfect science, but not only do we have really talented players, but we got really good people. And when you have really good people like that, when your best players are your best people, you got a chance to really do something, and they make your job easier. And, some of our best players are just phenomenal people, and that's why it's fun to go to work every day.